Yeah, it was an interesting one because normally you're taught to listen to everything, whereas with rock, that's completely blown out the window there, and you have to learn a completely new way of playing with each other. And
Oh yeah, and then there were all sorts of things like we'd learned a whole set of techniques for getting the best sound out of our instruments, and then there were suddenly all these moments like, oh no, the York Gamelan has, what was it, the York Gamelan has harder mallets, so I suddenly needed to play differently in order to, having spent a long time practicing playing in one way, suddenly I had to sort of change technique slightly so it sounded more like the York knongs, hard mallets, and all this stuff which had to be done at the last minute. It's really nerve-wracking.
What do you get out of playing gamelan? Obviously, you will use gamelan for your career in the future.
Definitely. I mean, hopefully, I'm applying to go to the I'm applying for the Dharma Siswa scholarship next year. I literally just sent my application this afternoon. And hopefully, this soon come August, I'll be in Indonesia and doing the proper thing. And
Java or
Java. I think I put down to go to the solo, the college in Soho. And I definitely want to use it more. Like when I come back, I plan to hopefully get the money again, maybe as a community musician, and mainly with gamelan and things like that, and then do music therapy and use gamelan in music therapy, because I really do think it's a good tool. I just one time Rob brought the gamelan to my school on a gamelan bus, and my group, out of, I think it's 2 or 3 groups from my school got to go on the gamelan bus, and my group was one of them, which I felt very lucky. And we got on there, and normally that group at the time, it was quite a hard group. There was a lot of behaviour issues and things like that, but we managed to get a very simple piece, kind of level, and there was no arguments, there was no kick-offs. It was lovely. And I can really see it being used nicely for sensory purposes, like deaf-blind, PMLD children, who would really be able to use those sounds and those feelings as a new way of understanding. I think that would be, and obviously visually it's lovely as well. And I think, things like that would really be good. I mean, I've done a couple of workshops here. If Rob can't do them, he normally asks me if I can do them. And I do enjoy teaching it as well, so I hope to use it in every form possible when I get back. Can't think of many places I can't use it at the moment, so but yeah, that's the plan.
How about Harriet?
Oh, I just enjoy playing it. It's just something that I do in my spare time, because partly because it means a lot to me to be involved in music making as a group. It's something I've always been involved with all through my time at school, and I feel in some ways I just feel happier if I'm part of a group that's making music together.
I do like our group at the moment. We really, especially our little get-on group that we always do little mini concerts with, and we're really sort of on form with each other now. And it's only been sort of past year that we've really got into it, haven't we?
Yeah, it's really got much better.
I think the first one was your concert in Toft, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did the Indonesian charity benefit concert. Do you remember in Compton?
I do remember that. I completely forgot about that. That was a fun day.
Yeah, that was really good fun. Yeah. And then we did
that was
Toft
that was our
Village
first
concert.
one. Then we did Toft. So we're doing all sorts.
Sam, could you tell us your experience teaching gamelan?
Sorry?
Could you said you have been doing workshops teaching
Oh
gamelan.
yes. Yeah, I mean, I've only done a couple, and I'm hopefully going to do some this Christmas with the Holiday Orchestra with Lindsay. And at first I was a little bit nervous, thinking, because you get lots of different groups, and there's people that haven't even touched gamelan, and then you've got sort of 15 children sort of aged 6 to 9, and they're quite a nerve-wracking age, because I remember being a TA for reception children and year 1 and 2, which is around the same age, and if you stick them all in one room, it's quite hard to get them to concentrate, and I was a bit nervous whether they would, but by the end of our hour session, they were sitting there and playing their notes and things like that. And it's really nice to know that you can settle people, even with so many of them and things like that. Because there was the last workshop I did, I was on my own. It was very nerve-wracking when I was on my own, but by the end of the day, I even had some parents come back, and they brought their other daughter who was too young to do the workshop, and I took her into the gongs. And it's so nice when some people, even though it's only a small handful of people, actually really did enjoy their day with gamelan and come back for a bit more before they go. And that was really nice. I had a couple of parents come back, and I showed them a little bit more, which was really, really fun, actually. It was nice to pass it on, because normally I'm the one on the other end learning as well. So, yeah, I did enjoy that bit.
And so, Harriet, you have been playing gamelan for 8 years, that's long. Would you encourage people to play gamelan?
Well, I often do encourage people to play gamelan. One of my friends came and joined our group. Do you remember Antranig, or did you not overlap with Antranig? I think he maybe no. He probably went to America before you joined. Actually, 3 years ago. Yeah. So one of my friends has joined and since left when he left the university. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good fun, and I think it's a way to step outside Western music, because I think so often, especially in a town like Cambridge, if you want to play music to a high standard with a good group, then people are so talented and they've been learning for years and years and
Cambridge.
years. There's Cambridge. People are just it's so good. There's really no room for people who aren't playing at a very high standard of Western music themselves. So playing the gamelan, it's been a great way to join a group and play with a group without being brilliant. So that's been a great thing for me.
There's room for anyone.
Yeah, there is. There's room for anyone. And I always say that the great thing about gamelan is that you start by playing the most. With Western music, when you start, you play the most tedious part in the orchestra. And I spent many years playing fourth French horn and that kind of thing. Yeah. Whereas with gamelan, you're maybe playing the ballongan straight from the beginning, and so you're never stuck playing a boring part. And everybody's equal. That's one of the great things. There isn't a sense that somebody's doing all the boring work. Everyone's got their really crucial role to play.
Well, I find if we play a concert, especially with our Gamelan concerts, every time we go to the next piece, we all stand up and we all swap. We never really stick to the same instrument, which is really nice.
We've only got one Suling player.
One Suling player. I keep on telling Lindsay to teach me though. So she will eventually.
I've got the Suling in the car at the moment.
See, I won't know what to do with it. You can get it out. It's like there's a chellempong in the back cupboard somewhere, and I tried to get it out when I taught the last workshop, but you've got to climb under a load of harpsichords and things. It's very hard to get to.
We should do a piece for. There's a Lou Harrison piece for harpsichord and gamelan.
Wow.
We should do that because
can't play harpsichord though.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But no, there is one. I think it's like a sort of violin and viola or something like that. And Lou Harrison has done some really lovely pieces that we haven't really got around to even looking at yet. I mean, I loved. We did in King's. We did the double concerto.
That was wonderful.
That was absolutely gorgeous. I remember it was when we we did our first rehearsal with them, and it was their first entry, and they played in octaves.
It was stunning.
I don't know how it really filled, and I could suddenly feel all of us go, while we were playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because obviously we didn't really know what they were going to play. But I did sense as soon as they started playing, I was playing Bonang again, and I did suddenly feel us all suddenly look up.
Suddenly, whoa!
Oh, what's going on there? And no, that was really lovely. Lou Harrison again. So I have two more of him.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add that I haven't asked? Special experience?
I'm sure I was thinking of something a minute ago, but that's the thing. There are so many things. I think we're supposed to be in here for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we've been in here a lot longer than 10 minutes.
Actually, one of the which was really fun.
We could just tab over it.
And then one thing we should talk about was the Toft Village concert, because that was so much fun. It was totally unexpected.
Oh, that's a point.
We went out and we played a concert in my village social club, and people were totally not expecting it. There were a whole load of people who were just coming in. I mean, some people come especially for a gamelan concert, but a whole load of people were just coming in because it was Friday evening and they were coming in.
Got the bar and...
Yeah, got the bar, social club as normal, and one after another we just kept, elderly people walking in and seeing that gamelan laid out in front of them. We were playing away, and it was brilliant.
It was such a mix of people actually there, and it was such a busy venue. I mean, it was a tiny village hall, and it was full to the brim.
Absolutely packed, and just full of people. People coming in, going, "Oh, what's all this then?" And then going up and pint in hand and watching us and getting really into it.
The point with that concert, actually, I remember it now. I think I had a particularly bad day at work, and I was late getting to Toft, and it was really raining, and I was in such a bad mood.
The fish and chips as well, didn't we?
I can't remember. I don't think I was even there at that point. I was still driving.
No one could agree whether we were going to have fish and chips before or fish and chips afterwards, and the whole thing was just endless. Going, well, when are we going to have fish and chips now?
Yeah, but I was in such a bad mood, and I got there and I was still sort of... And as soon as we started playing, I think I was on Gadeb Hanneris, and it was like my first proper little concert with the Gadeb Hanneris, so I was quite proud of it. And I sat there, and Rob was looking at me when I was playing, and he was like, "You look really at home there, Sam." And I was like, "You know what?" Oh. And everything, any angriness I had before I came here, it had disappeared by the end of that concert, because it was such a nice concert.
It was
like there was candles on, and then they cooked us chicken.
They had
Indonesian style chicken.
They cooked Indonesian food to go with it. So there was beer and Indonesian food.
I was completely relaxed by the end of that evening.
They decorated the hall, and it was just brilliant.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah, you remember there was a whole Indonesian background for us, and we arrived.
It was really lovely. There was batik everywhere. But yeah, it was. I do remember that now, because it was the change from me leaving work and being. I was in a foul mood, and then by the end of the night, I felt lovely.